Hello, I'm Paul Pluta from Paul Pluta Prestige, and today we're talking about the Vacheron Constantin Patrimony. And the Patrimony itself is a name that Vacheron gave their dress watches, their formal dress watches, and they started using that name sort of mid-90s. And you know, it's quite interesting. I've got a well, I should say I had a Vacheron 6405 from the early 60s, and you would have to say today that would be called a Patrimony. And I gotta say, you know, Patrimony is a name which is, you could really apply it to a lot of their classic dress watches from the 60s, and the golden era for Vacheron was really 50s, 60s, and the 70s became a dud for all the Swiss makers with quartz and just how the industry changed. And the Patrimony itself, I've got to say, the reissue, what they have done, which is quite interesting. Vacheron has released models of dress watches, and they've upped the size of them. You know, you're talking some dress watches in the Patrimony range are over 40 mils, and I can understand that they've had to do that for survival. And you know, I adore the Patrimony. I think it covers the essence of what a Vacheron is. It's sort of like Breguet. They've got the Traditional range, and Vacheron's got the Patrimony, and I mean, that is the essence of what Vacheron is. And I myself, you know, I've really my watch in my collection, the Pateks are more my dress watches, and that's probably why I won't buy a Patrimony. Not that there's anything wrong with a Patrimony, but I'd probably always wear Patek. And that's why when I want to get a Vacheron, but it'll probably be an overseas or a Toledo, because they're a little bit, you know, that's not their formal. Well, actually, the Toledo certainly is a dress watch, but I mean, you know, it just gives you some variation there. And I've got to say, Patrimony itself, I'm really pleased that they've come back fighting. And I mean, a Vacheron Constantin is a top end watch. Okay, let's go through the scoring. For the brand itself, I'm going to give Vacheron Constantin a 9. For the significance of this model in the range and the contribution to this brand, I'm going to give it a 10. The quality of the movement, I'm going to give it a 10. The overall quality and finish of this particular piece, another 10. The Paul Pluta Prestige rating, I'm going to give it another, actually I'm going to give it a 9. So we total that all up, 48. That's a damn good score. The Vacheron Constantin Patrimony scores 48.